So hello fellow banknote collectors, and this is Glenn back with a Thursday video, and today we're doing Austrian banknotes. So these are the banknotes issued by Austria by the Americans and the Russians after the Second World War. In the area of Austria that was pretty much Austria. So these replaced the Reichsmark at 1-to-1. Although at the time Germany didn't actually issue any 1 or 2 Reichsmarks. They issued these Rentenmarks, which had the equivalent value. They were issued by the Rentenbankschein, so the Reichsbank, and these had the equivalent value of one shilling. So the 1 and 2 Rentenmark were the only banknotes in circulation during the Second World War. They took out the Reichsmark 1 and 2 coins, and they didn't issue any Reichsmark banknotes of that denomination. So I will use those as comparison. So as far as I know, these were printed in the United States for issue only in Austria. They would have been issued somewhere around May 1945, and not too long after, Austria also issued their own banknotes again. And those ones are dated 29th of May 1945. So Germany surrendered on the 8th of May. So it's only about 3 weeks after the Second World War. And those ones were just reprints of the banknotes that existed before the Anschluss in 1938. So they just changed the colour and just reprinted them. As far as I know, the Vienna printing Österreichisch National Bank still had the plates and all the technology, so it was quite easy for them to start printing these banknotes. Anyway, these were a rush issue to assert Austria's independence, and the smallest one is the 50 Groschen. So if you know anything about Austrian coins, they did have a 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 and 50 Groschen they issued starting in 1947, but at this time period they didn't issue those, so I assume that the 1, 5 and 10 Reichspfennig coins would circulate as the lower denominated coins. But in 1947 they did reevaluate the actual currency, and if you can have a look, this one, it looks like it might have a faint watermark, but I'm not too sure. So you can see the lines going along there. But this one would have been low value, equivalent to 50 Reichspfennigs. That it's pretty much inflation had eaten its value anyway. And they're all dated 1944. So in Austria, Allied Military Authority, 50 Groschen. So that's the lowest value. Then we have the 1 shilling. So, another thing you can see, these ones don't have any serial numbers because of the actual low value. So this was equivalent to the 1 Rentenmark or Reichsmark, but the colour is actually a lot better. Then we turn it over. They're just basically simple, and they're pretty similar to the other Allied military currency. So there was stuff that they issued in France, in Germany, in Japan, as well as Italy. The Russians did issue military currency, not for Austria. Oh yeah, no, they did for Austria in the lower denominations of 50 Reichspfennig, 1 Reichsmark and 2 Reichsmark, but they're a bit different. And here we have the 2 shilling. So this is quite nice. And these banknotes up in 2 shilling are actually quite cheap. You should be able to get these for like at least $5 or $10. And does it have any watermark? So Yeah, it looks like it has a faint watermark because these were a rush job. So printed in 1944, quite obviously the Americans knew they were going to win the war. And yeah, so that's the 2. I don't have the 5, but here is the 10. This is quite well circulated. It's green color, and this one does have the numeral. So this is E, and it has leaves. Looks like a wave anyway. The 5 shilling also has a serial numbers as well, and as far as I know, all these start with E. So, and what I've seen is that when the banknotes had a letter, it's usually they just use the 1 letter. So on the 10 shilling, it's the E, and on the back, yeah, just pretty basic. So obviously, this is designed very quickly. Then we have the 20 shillings. So this one probably costs at least $15 to $20. And this is the D, and the F. So this is D, 37 million. So quite a lot were printed. And there is a 25 shilling. So the currency issued by Austria beforehand did it have a 25 shilling? No, it just had a 20 shilling. But they did issue no, they didn't issue a 25 shilling at all. I'm getting a bit confused with the Netherlands, which did issue a 20 gulden as well as a 25 gulden. So I'm not too sure why they actually issued a 25 shilling when previously it was not part of the currency system. So that's a bit weird. And then there was a 50 shilling, a 100 shilling, and a 1,000 shilling. So the 1,000 shilling is quite hard to get. And this one, I see some light watermarks. So we'll have a look and see how much you could buy these for on eBay. Okay, so basically what I done is looked up Austria 1944. So that's what I looked it up. And then you got the listings here. What you need to do is go down and you got other listings. So international sellers. Wow, that looks trippy. And I've gotten lost, so you can see you can start from, I usually include postage, so about $10 with postage. And that's for the 1 shilling. Then you got the 2 shilling. You got 50. Yeah, so these notes are not very cheap. I said $5 to $10 for the 50 shilling, 50 groschen 1 and 2 shilling. But obviously I'm a bit wrong. So as you can see, these get a bit expensive. And there's the 50 shilling. $15 I reckon is a good price for this one. But yeah, so that's, I reckon, is a good price for that banknote. Then we go down, we have 1,000 shilling, $20. That one, I would say, is a really good price. And then you got $10 postage. But I've never seen a 1,000 shilling 944. And I just look at listings reproduction. No wonder why. Then we got more 50s. Quite nice. Nice banknote. So pretty basic. And we've got a 136. So as you can see, getting a bit expensive. And I don't see a real 1,000 shillings. So that's actually quite hard to get.